Maddie Scanlon, and I'm one of the co-founders of High Focus Media.
My name's Nicole, and I am co-founder of High Focus Media.
My name's Shayna Helm. I'm one of the co-founders of High Focus Media.
When I tried to start HFM with 8 other people, I did not know what was going to happen, and I found 2 people who absolutely vibe with what I'm trying to vibe with. We're trying to make an inclusive community that is grounded in cannabis content, of course, as content creators, but also is trying to change the world, which, you know, when you're trying to be an entrepreneur out here, of course we all want to change the world. But when I see the people that Shayna, Nicole, and I can collectively bring together, we are changing the world. We're changing people's lives actively.
You know, we all had a similar vision, and Maddie actually was like, all right, let's create a collective. And so it started with a lot of people actually, and then it got narrowed down to us 3, and I love what it came down to. And over a couple weeks, it was literally us 3 that was on every team call, everything. Our dedication was there. So I think it was just an obvious choice of us 3 being together.
You know, we're not just business partners, but we're also friends. We care about each other and our well-being, and like, we all came together to be support for each other, really. You know, like we're doing our own things in our own lane, and decided we should form a collective and support each other.
The mission in the beginning was content. We're digital creators and we have the following and influencing. So content was originally the main picture in the very beginning.
I like making content. I like sharing my perspectives about cannabis and like highlighting people who look like me to kind of like, you know, say it's okay. You can, if you look like me, you also can consume cannabis, and it's not taboo.
Brands and dispensaries and influencing marketing, product marketing, and all that. And then eventually it led into what we are today, which is the events.
For me personally, as a 3rd-generation stoner, I don't think any stoner should have to stone alone.
We wanted to make sure that nobody had to stone alone.
But what we would say, you don't have to stone alone, you know?
That's always my saying. And so the stigma is still there. So many people feel like they can't or have no place to use cannabis with people. So if we can be just one night a month, that place, that's where it starts. Where hopefully every night a week, one day, there's somewhere to go to enjoy cannabis with fellow people who are wanting to use the plant together.
Me personally, I'm here to normalize cannabis and, you know, destigmatize people's thoughts around, like, we're also like all these people just like you, regular people out here, and we also consume cannabis, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, the value is there's nowhere else in the world for these cannabis brands to have one-on-one interactions with consumers unless they forge it themselves. Specifically when it comes to consumption especially. You can't consume at dispensaries. You have to have unmedicated product that you're handing out at these pop-ups at dispensaries. So we're providing the opportunity, and any really influencer or event group can provide the opportunity for brands to connect with our audience. And that is something that they can't get anywhere else at all.
We still legitimately market our own events. So the content and marketing still has to be there. Our mission though of just strictly actually bringing people together, especially after COVID when everybody was like stuck at home and not really able to see each other. So we had to get the word out for all of our events, since they happen so often that we got to keep people up to date.
So off the bat, the first time we threw one of these events, Profesh Sesh, it was cannabis plus networking, and over 120 people came out. Ever since then, we've just been trying to keep making spaces that people enjoy, and it's continued to grow. So we're very grateful to have hundreds of people now from so many diverse geographies come hang out with us. And that's really now what our focus is. We don't want everyone to have to drive really far to come to one of our sessions. So we really are focusing on diversifying where we bring events, making sure there's events on the north side, in the city, west side, south side, everywhere that the stoners are. We want to be able to be creating space for them.
And so if you want to meet other people that are also in the community, that maybe doesn't work in the community, but you can build new relationships with other people outside of, like, you know, a bar.
HFM, especially being 3 women leading our company, it's very welcoming to women who traditionally have been left out of a lot of these cannabis event spaces. When you think of a cannabis event in the traditional market, you don't imagine women usually. You think of, you know, maybe skaters, dudes, or things like that. But because of that, we've been told that our events are really a lot of good gender balance. And when I look around at our crowd and I see the diverse people, I see what people mean. There's so many cool people at our events.